And then it happened, the Great Flood. The land was covered in water. After this, the events of The Legend of Zelda The Wind Waker took place. But what was actually left of the land? If we compare the two maps from Ocarina of Time and Wind Waker with each other, what do we see? Well, let's find out. Long ago, there existed a kingdom where a golden power lay hidden. It was a prosperous land, blessed with green forests, tall mountains and peace. But one day, a man of great evil found the golden power and took it for himself. With its strength at his command, he spread darkness across the kingdom. But then, when all hope had died and the hour of doom seemed at hand, a young boy clothed in green appeared as if from nowhere. Wielding the blade of evil's bane, he sealed the Dark One away and gave the land light. This boy who traveled through time to save the land was known as the Hero of Time. This boy's tale was passed down through generations until it became legend. But then a day came when a fell wind began to blow across the kingdom. The great evil that all thought had been forever sealed away by the hero once again crept forth from the depths of the earth, eager to resume its dark designs. The people believed that the Hero of Time would again come to save them. But the hero did not appear. Faced by an onslaught of evil, the people could do nothing but appeal to the gods. They left their future in the hands of fate. The gods chose to seal away not only Ganondorf and his minions, but Hyrule itself. But knew that to seal Hyrule's people away with the kingdom would only grant the King of Evil's wish for destruction of the land. Therefore, the people who had built a new civilization above the floodwaters were instructed to flee to the mountaintops. So we went from the world we see in Ocarina of Time to what we see in the Wind Waker. But are there any landmarks left that we see in Ocarina of Time, like Death Mountain, Gerudo Valley and Kokiri Forest? First up, where did Death Mountain go? It's a volcano and it's one of the highest points in Hyrule, so it must have survived. Gorons also live on Death Mountain inside a 4-story cave network called Goron City. Their rock supply comes from the Dongo's cavern and is important to the Goron survival. The smoky clouds that always surround the peak of Death Mountain reflect the state of the mountain. When the clouds are white, all is at peace. When the clouds turn a fury red, the mountain is facing dark times. One very obvious island, which could be Death Mountain, is Dragon Roost Island, home of the Rito tribe and the sky spirit Falu. It's a large volcanic island located in the northeastern portion of the Great Sea. The island can be seen from a great distance, as it consists mainly of a huge mountain. Dragon Roost Cavern is very similar to the Fire Temple from The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. So maybe Dragon Roost Island is Death Mountain itself. But this is not the only thing that hints to this. If you look at the map of the Great Sea, Dragon Roost Island's location is around the same location where Death Mountain should be on both Ocarina of Time and Twilight Princess. Besides that, Dragon Roost Island's volcano also has smoke rings, and you can also find bomb flowers on the island, and those are only seen at Death Mountain. Another clear sign are the carvings of a dragon found throughout the cavern. The dragon depicted in the cave drawings could possibly be Volvagia, the enemy of the Gorons and the Fire Temple boss from Ocarina of Time. I'm certain that Dragon Roost Island is Death Mountain, but what happened to the Gorons? Death Mountain is one of the highest places in The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, so the Gorons would have survived. Well, like I said before, the Dongo's cavern is very important to the Gorons' survival. It's their food supply. But the waves probably flooded the caves and so most of the Gorons starved. Next one, Gerudo Valley. What happened there? Well, it looks like Ganondorf did not move away from that spot, since the Forsaken Fortress is built in the same place. It could be that the Forsaken Fortress is the Gerudo Fortress. It's in the high mountain area, so it's likely to survive the flood. It would also make sense that Ganondorf would set up his fortress in the same place he used to live. As the Gerudos were pirates in The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask, they may have become pirates once again after the Great Flood. We do see examples of this with the rafts throughout the Great Sea and the lookout platforms. These towers are scattered across the Great Sea and serve as small outposts used by various enemies such as bokoblins, who will attack trespassers on sight. So this would mean that their main base is the Forsaken Fortress, which used to be the Gerudo Fortress. And the Gerudo probably died out and were replaced. Now how about Kokiri Forest? Well, the Forest Haven and the Forbidden Woods might share some sort of connection to Kokiri Forest in the Lost Woods from the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Inside the Forbidden Woods are structures that look like the homes of the Kokiri. The homes which are stated by one of the Koroks to be the homes when they lived in the Forbidden Woods long ago, are the same shape as they are in Ocarina of Time. It is possible that the Forest Haven was once the Great Deku Tree's meadow. There's also a possibility that the Forest Haven is within the remnants of the original Deku Tree from Ocarina of Time, given that the entire area is inside of what appears to be a massive hollow tree trunk. This may be hinted at by the presence of several Boko Babas immediately outside of the haven, in parallel to the Deku Babas encountered just before the Deku Tree in Ocarina of Time. And so we can clearly see certain parts of Hyrule survived after the flood, and who knows what will change in time. Glitches, they're cool, right? Well, Thiefbug and I started a new channel all about glitches and speedruns. There's already a video up where we kinda up the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. We did a couple of glitched cutscenes and way more. Click here to watch that video, and why not subscribe while you're there? Great that you watched this video. Don't forget to click the other videos on the screen if you want to see more, and why not subscribe so you won't miss a thing.